So, a response to Aurini's psychology series. Now, asymmetrical warfare is encouraging people to just respond to Aurini's psychology series if they consider themselves to fall into one of the personality types or have had a bad encounter with one of the personality disorders. And I'm hoping that maybe if I do what asymmetrical warfare asks people to do, I can finally get into his pants. So, well, let's begin. I'm very much a melancholic, and being a melancholic, I've had a bad run-in with a narcissist. Vanilla Cavendish. Yes, I am a melancholic, and I've had a bad run-in with a narcissist, but I've actually watched Aurini's psychology series several times because well, I keep trying to figure out if my ex-girlfriend falls into any of these categories, and really she doesn't. And that's a long, sad, very interesting story, that relationship, and it's for another video. Probably a very depressing, drunk one. No, I am the melancholic, very much so. I hate people, but I love gatherings. Isn't it ironic? Like, for some reason, I'm always drawn to coffee shops and get-togethers and organization days, and just places where people congregate, but I really have no interest in talking to any of them outside of my small circle of friends. Like, I'm the guy at the party who comes up to people and is like, "Hey man, you having a good time? You need a drink? You need a cigarette? You good? Okay, I'm gonna be in the corner, don't touch my stuff." And that's me. Like, I'm not even really shy, I just don't like people very much. I'm a writer. I like to write, and it pretty much consumes me. That is my craft, that is my machine. That's really the only thing I care about, is doing it and being good at it. And the human race can go fuck themselves. Like, I've got my books, I've got my word processing program, I've got my kiln, I've got my clay. What do I need human beings for? And my fiance, on the other hand, is very much more of a phlegmatic. That we're both very introverted people. But, well, when I see someone doing something really stupid, I like to watch. And I really don't care enough to stop them. Whereas she'll hear about something on the news or see somebody doing something dumb, and she'll be like, "Why are they doing that? Why won't they stop? Why are they so stupid?" And I just kind of look at her and I'm like, why do you care? Because I really don't understand it. So I guess I'm just way too self-absorbed to consider myself a fanatic. But, like, and I'm not much of a leader. Like, I think I'm a good leader. Well, no, I am a good leader when I choose to lead. I just never have much desire to. Like, the only two times I've ever really had any kind of leadership position was they kind of fell into my lap. Like, I was a senior patrol leader in Boy Scouts, and I was a squad leader in the Army. But when I was in Boy Scouts, like, they have these little mini elections for leadership positions, and I was 17, about to turn 18, so I was about to become an adult leader anyway. And I didn't really have any desire to run, but one of the adult leaders comes up to me, and he's like, "Dude, please run for senior patrol leader. Everybody else who's thinking about running is dumb as a sack of hammers. I know you're about to move up in the world soon anyway, but please do it for us." So I did, and when I was in the Army, when I was at the Defense Language Institute, I was a squad leader for a little while, and my squad, and a squad leader is someone in charge of 5 or 6 soldiers, and my squad was at this time, my squad was all the people who had failed out of their classes or had some kind of crippling physical injury. So we were more or less forgotten about. And one day, our squad leader got reclassed to 35 November and went to the 35 November school at Goodfellow Air Force Base. So his ass was gone, and there was a man-sized hole in our formation that nobody was filling. And I really didn't want to, but everybody around me was kind of just standing there with their thumbs up their asses. So I looked to my left, and I was like, well, you guys suck. And I took one step to the right. And hey presto, leadership position. And my platoon sergeant, he walks by and he's like, "Oh, so you're the new squad leader now, Private Davis. Good initiative." But I didn't want to. And in both of these instances, my leadership style was essentially, okay, you guys are all here. You guys know where you're supposed to be today. You guys all drink water. Okay, we're good. Let's get physical training out of the way so I can go read my book. And yeah. But as far as negative run-ins with personality disorders, well, when I was in high school, I was friends with a narcissist, and he, of course, this is fairly childish, so it's really just standard high school drama crap. But he was this guy who was an okay guitar player, nothing special. Of course, he was a narcissist, so he was like, yeah, I'm a rock star. And I'm gonna have long hair, 'cause that's what rock stars look like. And I'm gonna smoke weed, 'cause that's what rock stars do. Like, being a rock star was his fake, hollow identity. And he met me, and he was like, you're a writer? Well, I want you to write lyrics, 'cause I'm a rock star. Yeah. And, like, there was... Goddamn thing keeps going out. I told him that we kind of got to know each other, and I told him that I had a crush on this chick. And just as a narcissist does, he was trying to bring me down, so he was like, yeah, I had sex with her. Rock stars do that, right? Which ended up not even being true and created a hella shitstorm with bullshit teenage drama. And I eventually kicked his ass to the curb because he was a pathological liar, and I didn't want to deal with that shit. And, well, and I probably will make a later video wherein I relay to you the epic saga of my ill-fated relationship with the mutant lesbian Canadian hose beast, who to this day I still worry about very much, and I hope she's alright. And some days I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna find her on the internet and send her a message just to see how she's doing, but I never do because I'm worried I'm gonna get pulled back into that epic shitstorm that is her life. But I've ruled out bipolar personality disorder. Like I said, I'm not really ready to get into it, but she just doesn't fit the profile. But speaking of BPD, like Aurini's video about borderline personality disorder. Did I say bipolar? Borderline. She's not a borderline. Well, Aurini's video about borderline personality disorder is a... Well, he's a choleric, and the borderline is a corruption of the choleric, so they don't play well together. And so his video about the borderline is pretty venomous, and I posted a link to it on Facebook, and it kind of caused a shitstorm, and I actually lost a friend over it. And I didn't even say anything. All I did was post the video and then say why. But yeah, it's just... Well, I think that a lot of people could not in high school could not understand why I disliked that guy so much after I found out how full of shit he was. And I think that people have this annoying habit of just thinking that everyone's a special little snowflake and having some alphabet soup disorder excuses your bad behavior. So people don't understand how bad the narcissist is for the melancholic, or how bad the borderline is for the choleric. And well, to go on another tangent, speaking of that, this whole special little snowflake syndrome that is infecting our society, I have anger issues, and I'm almost certain I'm bipolar, but I don't want to see a psychologist about it because I don't want that diagnosis to follow me around. But most of the people who I piss off because I'm having one of those days, they just think I'm an asshole. And I allow them to think I'm just an asshole, because what's wrong with me up here is none of their goddamn business. And I don't like people who make excuses. And well, just to rattle off the list: bipolar, rage issues, childhood abuse. But I normally don't tell people about these things because it's none of their business. And I never make excuses. And if I don't make excuses, you don't have a right to either. You are not a special snowflake. You are a human being. Act like one. And yes, as you're probably well aware and probably picked up on right out of the gate, this video was completely unscripted. I'm just ad-libbing all of this. So I hope you will excuse the sudden end.